another plot on our end. Like, that is unreasonable expectations. No, you're friggin' not. Hello?
Hello, and hello to the stream.
Hello. That's a good way of warning me not to say anything stupid.
Not that
Yeah.
you would ever say anything stupid.
Oh, of course not. Come on. Come on.
I mean,
How's my audio sound with this one, by the way?
pretty good.
Really? Better than before?
Are you not using?
With our official Antlion.
Are you using a different one now?
No, I'm using the mod mic.
Okay, yeah, it sounds good.
It's good. That's good.
Yeah, it used to be a little bit more echoey, I think.
Yeah, that's good, man. This tea, they didn't have any caffeinated version.
Oh no!
It's so sad. It was on sale. The whole tea was on sale, but nobody wanted to buy the decaffeinated version. It's the only Earl Grey that they had left. So here I am drinking decaf tea, for God's sakes.
Still tastes good.
I am.
Still tastes good, but you don't get the benefits, right?
Yeah, it still tastes good. I mean, it's not like the caffeine's the only reason I drink tea, but it's part of it. It's you know, you expect it to be part of it.
Heard that, son. Heard that, son.
Just unfortunate. It's an unfortunate life that we live, isn't it? Hello, Vijay. Hello, Ilio. Hello, Tiwa. 1820. Is that when you were born?
Yeah, that's
too hot.
You're old. Tiwa is very old.
Yeah, that's like at least 80.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a pretty good math by the computer science major.
Well, it's not a math degree, so
true.
Actually, is a math degree. Do you know that?
Yeah. CS is math.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, do you do a lot of math in CS?
Yeah, but I feel like psychology is like a science. It's just a social science. So you can get in some schools it's an arts degree. Like, how is psychology art? Oh, it's an art. What isn't a fucking art by that? No, I gotta stop swearing. What isn't a frigging art by that standard? You know, it's an art to pour tea. Does that mean I have an art degree in tea? That actually does sound like what an art degree would be. But I refuse. I refuse to call a therapist an artist. It's like they have an art degree, but they're a doctor. I guess their doctorate's not an art degree. It's in psychology. But you know what I'm saying? It's just weird distinctions, weird arbitrary distinctions.
You know what is art?
What?
Your face.
Thank you. Thank you. As a psychologist, I'm offended by this. You're offended by what?
I'm offended by you, Tom. You're just offensive.
Tom, I'm calling you a scientist. I think a psychologist is a scientist, not an artist. In at least in the college spectrum, like art is seen as like one of the lower, like an art degree is like a lower thing than like a science degree. But it would depend on the subject, right? In the school too, it's like, couldn't economics be a math degree too, depending on how good of a school it is? Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is also like irrelevant to Dota. You do need to be a psychologist to win MMR these days, or you need to be a mathematician and an RNG expert, and figure out what the best heroes to have those random jungle items are.
Yeah,
that's another way.
Those random jungle items that are ruining Dota, causing the player count to go down because just the items, the outposts and the items are ruining the game. Terrible.
You know what? Oh, man.
I love Dota.
There's so many other things that are ruining Dota, in my opinion. Like, I think the player count is going down. I mean, well, I see that it is.
Yeah.
And I think that the game is way less playable right now than it's ever been. Like, I understand that it's going down, and I do also blame Valve and Ice Frog for that, but not because of the patch. The patch is great. The problem is all of the casual players quitting.
Yeah.
It's like there's no new player experience. We don't have Frostivus or something like that bringing people in to come and get addicted to the game because they're playing like the Christmas update or something like that. Like these things don't exist in Dota, and they exist in every other game. And I don't know how we can just pretend that Dota is a different game and doesn't need to do that like these other games do. You know when I would go back and play World of Warcraft? Expansions. That's when I would go back.
Yep.
uh, Not really patches, honestly, just like big things that would draw me back in and get me addicted for a while. And that's when I would play it. RuneScape as well. These like big changes. It's been a long time. I go back on some like big, uh, big patch. I don't. RuneScape didn't have expansions, or like RuneScape 2 would be released when it was RuneScape Classic before, things like that. And Dota doesn't have that, man.
Yeah, the new heroes help to some extent, but they don't really do the same thing.
Well, okay, they did. I mean, they absolutely did. Like you can see that, like viewership, for example, has gone up.
Right.
Oh, he's getting a lot of views. We're getting a good amount of views. Game Leap's getting a lot of views. Like people are more interested in Dota. I'm sure the player count has gone up too. Obviously, the metric we pay attention to is the views because we're making videos every single goddamn day. So it's all we have time to pay attention to.
Right.
But it is going up. Like the patch has brought people back, but it's just we need more of that. We need to keep going with it, and with the patches and new heroes being added, I think that's a whole lot. They're kind of like reinventing a game as opposed to just adding a Christmas event or something like that. That's different. And I've heard through the grapevine that a big problem is that a lot of the people that work at Valve just aren't interested in working on Dota. Like they just aren't, which is fine. Like it's their choice, right? That's the whole company structure.
Hmm.
But it's just unfortunate for people that do like Dota because there's not enough like work to go around. Like there's not enough labor, I should say, to go around.
Right.
So it's a problem. That's why we don't have a new player experience. That's why there's one guy that works on matchmaking. It's like it's just his thing. It's his shtick at the company.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
He probably works on CS:GO matchmaking, honestly. Whenever he's like not doing, that's probably why. I just spit my tea everywhere. That's probably why this guy hasn't done anything for the Dota matchmaking in the past couple of months because he's probably doing CS:GO matchmaking or something like that.
Yeah. It's
But I'm definitely enjoying the patch. It's just really hard to get friends to play Dota.
yeah,
Um,
agreed.
Smurfing's a problem. We've talked about this. There's quite a lot. Like I mean, I've had so many real life friends who are like gamers and they play these other pretty popular games. Like they play League of Legends. They try Dota. They just get dumpstered by Smurfs, and it's not a fun experience. So they leave.
Yep.
There's these are way bigger problems in my opinion than random items dropping. Unless your argument is that the random items dropping are like hard for new players to learn, which I don't think they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're pretty fun.
I think it really just comes down to the new player experience and the retention of players who are trying
That
the game.
too. Yeah. That too.
But hey, we'll see what happens.
Tom said it took him 2 separate attempts to get into Dota 2, 12 months apart. Such a learning curve. I have real life friends like my friend Jesse, really close friend. I lived with him for a long time, and he when I lived with him like the first time, just like 2 or 3 years ago, he was like trying Dota 2, and then he like went on to some other games. He just kind of gave up on it, and that now like 2 to 3 years later, he's addicted to the game. But over the period since he started, I saw him like he'd play for a week, quit, play for a week, quit, play for a week, quit, and now finally he's at the level of being a player who plays like a couple of games every maybe not every day, but he plays like 5 to 10 games a week, something like that. Like he plays consistently. It's his
Right.
game. It's
Right.
his game that he plays. But in order to get it to be that point where it's his game, took a few years of quitting and playing for like a week to a couple of months. Um, and that's crazy because I remember like World of Warcraft, you just get into it, you just keep playing. You
Right.
just keep playing until you quit. You'd play with your friends, you'd all be into it.
Yeah, it's like
People would
Diablo. You just roll a character and you're just like, cool, I'm just gonna click stuff until
It's your game, yeah, it's your
yeah.
game. But Dota is brutal, so brutal. Love the game though. It's so much fun right now. It's so much fun. I just wish it was easier for people to get into it.
Yeah,
Because I also don't think it's reasonable to keep people coming back forever. I don't think that's reasonable.
it's
Like,
not.
there will hit a point. Like, for instance, if you asked me when I was like 13, 14, could I fathom not playing World of Warcraft? No, I was going to work at Blizzard. Like that
Right.
was my life. I was going to, no matter what it was that I was doing, I could be a prison guard, I could be a fucking doctor. I'm going to come home, I'm going to play World of Warcraft.
Right.
That's how I was. But now I don't play it. And I look back upon that time fondly, and I think the game is amazing, World of Warcraft. But I go back and I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I'm just done with the concept of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I've tried out some games that I used to really like again, and I'm just like, I don't remember this being not as fun, but it's definitely not very fun anymore. Like,
I do feel like Dota can hit a point where all of the old guard are just like, okay, we've kind of experienced enough of this, and it's not different enough that I just want to play something totally different. I mean, look at battle royales; like those didn't exist 5 years ago.
True.
I think so, and it's like this exciting new genre. People will probably get bored of it. That's just life, especially if we don't bring in new players. For God's sakes, that's the problem. Anyway,
True that. So speaking of bringing in new players, how do you get better at Dota? By watching replays, and that's what we're gonna do on this stream. We're gonna help some people who might be a little bit newer than the two of us learn a little bit more about how to improve their MMR and their general play. So hopefully they'll stick around for longer, Valve, if you want to pay us to make sure that new players continue to play the game, feel free to reach out to us at Dota Alchemy.
Dota Alchemy at dotaalchemy.com. Don't email that address. That
doesn't exist.
Doesn't do anything. What was our last replay review? December 5th. Venge. No, this game was unwinnable. Spitfire. Okay, here we are. I will link you everything that we have so far. What am I copy and pasting? It's blank. That's weird.
Is it your soul?
That's really rude. Why is that not working?
Sadas.
It usually does. All right. Well, I guess you can just do this one first. I think Discord doesn't let you copy and paste some huge amount of text anymore. Instead of just telling you it's too much, it just doesn't let you do it, which is weird.
Some shadow patch.
What hero to pick against Void mid? Who's picking Void mid in your games? Tell them that's not okay. Pick Venno. Just hit him.
I think Void Spirit is what he means.
Oh, Void Spirit. Okay. I mean, I guess there's two Void in the game. Puck is pretty good. I've heard that like Ember is quite a good counter too, because Void Spirit is anti-physical and Ember Spirit is mostly magical.
And he has lockdown.
And he has lockdown. Yeah, he has lockdown. So that's
Bloodseeker's all right too. Can kind of counter his mobility to some extent.
Yeah, I guess he can't jump far enough to not take the rupture damage, right?
Yep. All right, Shadow Trader. Legion Commander 5.
Share the old screen there, bud.
I'll do that for you. Right off the bat. Legion Commander 5. How do you feel about that?
I definitely think this is borderline griefing.
Borderline losing the game in the draft. Yep.
Yeah, you want to be really with this.
So it was the first pick on his team.
So it is 7.23, right? So you can kind of get away with this, but you got to be careful. So they do have Jakiro, they do have Meepo.net, they do have Ember, so it's not a bad purge game to just purge your Morphling. I mean, honestly, whatever. It's not that bad of a Legion 5 game. I'm sure the problems that we're gonna see are not due to the Legion pick, but I would definitely say that you probably want to pick another hero because one part of this hero is like almost completely wasted. The passive it doesn't really do anything for you as a 5 past the laning stage.
And the duel to some extent, because are you really going to be able to lock people down when you have like brown boots and a wand at 12 minutes?
Yeah, I guess the duel is just like it's just if your team can kill people in the duel.
Right. All right. Yeah, I mean, also one thing, and unfortunately this is how it works, but you have to think about how badly your team wants to get the fuck out of this game from the beginning.
Is this a Quelling Blade first lead? Please tell me you do not have a blade. Yo, all right. Okay, one sec. Let me read what Shadow Trader said.
Yeah,
So
read it out. Read it out.
He said, I know it's very, 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 very unconventional, but I've played 11 to 12 games on it. I only lost 2 so far. This is going to be a long message of tiltiness. So again, buckle up, guys. One, Furion knew to place a ward behind tower, but to be honest, she should have put it high ground despite having those wards. I didn't hear a single courier snipe, not one. Wish Morph could have CS better in lane. I provided him lots of sustain. Exort, Wex, Invoker, Lamau. Didn't see him use his Midas once. Damn, dog, you're really flaming your team. Furion asked me to buy wards and place them. Did he not know it was free and he has global TP to place them? Team just blame unconventional LC5 pick. 6-9. 7. Don't go too ham on me. Okay. Let's watch.
I'm ready to go ham on you right now after reading all of those complaints about your teammates.
So I gotta say, I do not understand the Quelling Blade. I really don't understand this. If you do want a Quelling Blade for jungling, you can send that out when you're actually going to move to the jungle, which, to be honest, that is not a bad thing. I have seen position 5s try that. At the start of the patch, I should add. I've seen people go like Lycan or Bloodseeker pause 5, and then they do go jungle and just try to get the jungle item. But that's at 7 minutes, right? So
yeah,
you're getting like a 200 gold item that could be regen, or it could be stats, or like an Orb of Venom or something. And it's just in this Quelling Blade that's like virtually worthless because Morphling is the hero that's going to be CSing in the lane. So it's totally worthless.
Yeah. I mean, how do I put this? I feel like I just think that I think that this is just terrible. I think you're actually just, if I was this Morphling, I would probably just abandon the game. You're not even playing 5 Legion Commander. You have a Quelling Blade. Like, if you're gonna play 5, buy 5 stuff, meaning a bunch of regen to give to your laning partner, or a bunch of stuff to tank up and trade with the other team. You didn't do either of those. You have
who's made? Can you click on the mid quickly? Okay, so he does have pooled regen. Click on the Nature's Prophet. Why the fuck does he have clarities? He has teleport first and he went clarities. That's wild. That is wild, man. I would actually say that you want Nature's Prophet to lane top and you want to lane bot against the Jakiro. If you're gonna pick this hero and go for like
so you can purge
first,
yeah,
you have to lane it against a hero that you're purging. Like that's my number one thing is if I am Legion Commander in this game, there's no way in hell I'm not countering the Jakiro. It's a hard counter that here. I think it's a bad 5, but I think if you're gonna pick it, you want to pick it to counter the hero. Why is Morphling trading? What is going on here? So what should be happening here is what the fuck is going on?
Apparently, you guys have just changed roles.
Somebody needs to tell this Morphling that this is the worst level 1 hero in all of Dota. He should be CSing. You shouldn't have a Quelling Blade. You should be hitting the enemy team and getting your passive with an Orb of Venom, probably.
Yes.
And
yes.
If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna start with the W, there's no way in hell you should be up here. This should be a Nature's Prophet supporting the Morphling, and you should be against the Jakiro. There are so many levels of wrong to this. where you could be 1,000 times more effective, and this is just the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
This is the worst.
I
Shadow
agree.
Trader, you're really
You're just ruining the game.
you're really hammering this one home this week. Every week, Shadow Trader submits these reasonable replays, reasonable vengeful spirit, this or that, and this week he's just Quelling Blade First Legion Commander. I swear to God, he's fucking with us. Like, Shadow Trader's just trying to get us to.
This isn't even real. Like, what are you doing in this game? I can't think of a single reason to play this game the way that you're playing it right now.
All right. Okay.
Like,
so,
actually none.
So, can we watch the last minute?
Sure.
Because you're just standing in trees doing literally nothing a minute straight. So okay, we have the lane where they see us. Just put on 16x. So there's this weird shit that's happening. I don't know what the hell this is. But you have the worst level 1 hero in the game trading with a Night Stalker and a Witch Doctor. And now you have a Legion Commander sitting in trees stealing experience from a hero who's incredibly level dependent and desperately needs level 3. Okay, so you go over here and you stack the pull. Now what you should be doing instead is you should be pulling the hard camp and then stacking the pull. So you could have gotten a pull off there on the hard camp. Anytime you're playing this dire safe lane, you want to go. And then also, if you're just standing in trees soaking experience, just don't. Your carry would prefer you to just literally not even be there.
Yes.
And you can go stack, you can pull the cap, but it would be better to do literally nothing to soak your core's experience, because your whole goal is to enable your core so that even if they're an idiot, you can win the game based on them being huge. Now, this is a position 5 Legion Commander, Doug. Yes, it is.
Yep.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, this is just awful. There's nothing else. This is just terrible. It's just.
Shadow Trader said, "Don't go too ham."
I'm not even going ham. If I would to go ham, I would tell him to just immediately stop playing the game.
I'm gonna be the voice of reason, because listen, Donnie is a raging bulldog. Okay, this guy's about to bite your fucking head off, and what I'm about to tell you, I think is a pretty good compromise. I accept what you're doing. I think this is fine. You're experimenting. I've seen people do this with Lycan, but you aren't playing 5. You need to play 5 if you're going to play an unconventional 5. You can't start with Quelling Blade. You can't stand in the trees and not get it and just steal experience. You can't do that. You can't not pull. You can't not lane against the hero that you counter. You can't start with Quelling Blade and not Orb of Venom.
Exactly.
You need to do your job. And this at 7 minutes is the first time that you've done something that resembles supporting.
Exactly.
You're just playing a core Legion Commander who's soaking experience and healing your Morphling, who's one of the weakest laners in the game. See, now this is fine. I actually think if you can pick one of these unconventional 5s, I think Legion's a bad one, but if you can pick one of these unconventional 5s, and let's say you're a really good Legion player, if you do actually support the lane well, then you go jungle at 7 minutes.
Yes.
This is actually an acceptable playstyle. I have seen players do this.
Yes, I agree. I don't hate the fact that you picked a Legion 5. I just hate the fact that you're not even playing support. And you're telling us that you're playing support. You're just not playing support. You're literally just playing a jungle Legion Commander who's not jungling. You're playing a leeching Legion Commander is what you did in this game. You leached experience for 5 levels. That's all you did in this game, and that's not an acceptable way to play the game.
Right. The way that you need to think about supporting is how can you enable your core heroes to be strong? Not how can I get levels so I can do things in the game. Good support players still, even in patch 7.23, are playing to make their cores games good, because the innate idea behind that, even with the jungle items and everything, the innate idea behind that is still incredibly solid.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is something that Newsham, he came back to Dota. He's played a decent amount of games with me, and he is just flaming people constantly for over analyzing and over hyping how much the patch changed the game.
Yeah.
Like people are playing 5 and literally not placing wards because they're like, anybody can buy them, so I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But the idea behind one hero dedicated to doing that is still a good idea. At the very least, it might be a 4. And like you said, the Nature's Prophet, that is a very good hero if it's a support and if he's in the position where he is TPing around to a lot of places, that he does want to place wards, and that's good. And that's fine. Like, I think the hero does change, but the idea behind having one person who's the best at doing that is still just very solid.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at a company, you don't have 5 people, well, other than Valve, this is ironic that we're talking about Dota. You don't have 5 people all doing just random shit and 50-50 splitting everything. Everybody has a job to do. Everybody is specialized. Humans are very good at specializing. So
Yes.
Dota is no different.
Exactly. We've moved on to the next replay because I was done with that one.
So this one is Snapfire position 5.
Yeah.
Mid to late game fucked us. Too many bad fights, and the Weaver had an answer. Suggestion: how I could have played the game better. I pulled too much in some parts, tried to create space since Bristle was solo, and kept getting picked off by Weaver since I was focused on Mortimer drops and not where he was compared to me. Sounds like that guy was probably playing a pretty decent Weaver if he's like hunting you on the back line, because that's actually what you have to do against Snapfire. The hero is just way too good if you don't do that.
Yeah.
So that actually sounds like you're playing against like a relatively formidable opponent.
Yeah.
Monkey King versus Bristle. That's quite a good matchup, I think. Monkey King does very well in this.
I don't like your starting items. I think you need a Blightstone, and you need either more regen or to rush a stick as quickly as possible. Possibly both.
I like Blightstone.
Yeah, I think especially against the Keeper of the Light, if you have Blightstone, your little Shredder will actually do half of his health every time you use it, which is pretty nice. So
Shredder's right clicks are stupid as well with the Blightstone. 58 damage.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Oh, this guy dies, man. This guy actually dies if Monkey runs at him. But he's lasting creeps with the...
Or if you have a Blightstone.
Damage, which is interesting. So usually what top players are doing right now is off the bounties, they will send items out. So like you want to optimize your starting items such that the moment the game starts, your courier is coming out with items.
Yep.
So it looks like you have one now at about a minute.
Yep.
It's a stick. That's not bad. That's not bad. I do think it could have been moving out earlier. Like usually the way you want items is such that the moment the game starts, the couriers are all heading to every lane.
Right. Agreed.
With usually it's like extra regen. People just don't start regen these days, and they just send regen out on the courier.
Right. Yeah. I'm down with that.
So the lane does need to be pulled back here.
I really do not like you going Scatterblast level 2 when you could go Cookie and get your Monkey King to stun and finish Jingu stacks on people. I think Cookie plus Monkey King, Cookie plus Slardar, Cookie plus Ursa is just way too good to pass up. Going Scatterblast doesn't make any sense to me.
My issue with what just happened is you just like abandoned the. So this is just gonna push the double wave into them, and then also you're soaking experience from your monkey when there's an entire creep camp that just died and nobody got experience for it. That experience has just gone into the void.
Yep.
And then you could have done the pull through too, which is really hard, but you could have done it.
Yep. I agree.
So yeah, that's my only issue here is that like you did the pull, which is good. You denied them, but you didn't give Monkey solo XP, and you didn't take the XP from neutral camp. So that's just like a level advantage that you just kind of threw away there. Single pulling is actually fine in this lane, I think. It's called a burst. This is actually a perfectly fine lane to single pull.
Yeah, they push the lane into you anyway, so
yeah,
it doesn't really matter. It's unfortunate that your Monkey King has no regen apparently because he can't play aggressively.
Well, this is why like you want to start with this. This is why as a support you want to have a lot of. It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for your core. Like when I'm playing Snapfire, I start Salve and then
give it to your core most of the time,
and then Blightstone and then a bunch of tangos. Yeah, and then I'll I will give the salve and maybe 1 tango or 2 tangos to my core.
Yep.
Like I basically think like there's an undervalued valuing of regen that I'm seeing here. Like I think anytime you send out 1 salve, you probably just want to send out a second one. And I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, dude? You use the salve to tank a tower and keep a siege creep alive. Like that sounds like a good use of a salve to me.
Yep.
That's an amazing use of a salve. Like worst case scenario, you will find a use for an extra salve if you have one.
Yeah. I mean, dude, why don't you have Cookie in this lane?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the scatter blast builds, unless you like need to be the hero that's pushing out lanes. But you have a Puck, you have a Wind Ranger, like those heroes both just sit in lanes and shoot them out with their spells.
Yep. I agree. Also, this is one of those lanes. This is really, really important. This is one of those lanes that will just get progressively harder the longer that you let it go. So you need to be destroying them for the first 2 or 3 levels. Like if your Monkey King is level 5 while Bristle is level 3, then you have essentially won the lane permanently. But
you can't do that without the Cookie. It's not possible. Like
Yep.
in order to win the first couple of levels, you have to have Cookie, and you probably have to have level Shredder.
Yep.
Like you need to kill the Bristle in order to like get this lane into a winning state.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's going to be impossible.
Yep.
Like you're both just going to sit here, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and they're going to take your tower, and then nobody's going to be able to lane against Bristle.
Yep.
And then you're going to have to send your Monkey King to somewhere else on the map. He's going to take some other cores for him, and then one of your cores in this game is going to get fucked for it.
Yep. I think if you are going to go for this build and you're not going to just try and kill them, because here's the thing, you have kill potential in this lane. So if you're not trying to kill them, then you're wasting your kill potential. And so if you've determined that you don't have kill potential or you don't want to go for kills, then you need to leave this lane and you need to go do something else, because the only reason that you're in this lane with the Monkey King is to kill people. So if you're not going to kill them, do something else and let your Monkey King get solo experience. Like stack for, I don't know, go top, kill something. Like just buy a couple of sentries and just go top and kill the Weaver a couple of times. Like
another way that you can get your Monkey King space down here and like quote unquote win this lane,
move the
is
coddle
by bringing the coddle or the Bristle somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like if you launch some like onslaught onto a tower that's like 3 heroes, probably the only hero in the game that can respond to it is the Bristleback.
Right.
So like then it would just be a coddle solo bot versus a Monkey King, and he's free farm.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like a lot of the time the strongest hero on the enemy team is the one that you're laning against, and he's cucking you in lane. It's like a Timber or something, right? And the way that you like beat them is by just drawing their attention somewhere where they like have to go, because like use the fact that they're the strongest hero on the enemy team. I do like that you went mid. I really do like that you're mid. I imagine the Puck is probably just going to TP back and continue this losing matchup, which is incredibly stupid, but I'm assuming yellow's stupid.
Yep. There's the TP.
Players do. Oh yeah. Oh, this will be fun. I can't wait to lane against this. I have no interest in laning again, but he's my laning partner. I have to do it.
Right. Exactly.
No, you fucking don't. Go gank, you moron. I'm sorry. This is just, it super tilts me to see this. Like I get this in my games all the time. It's friggin' goddamn divine players. It's like an Ursa versus a Weaver. Ursa's level 7, Weaver's like level 9 because they're owning the lane. And it's like, man, you don't want to be there in the first place. Why subject yourself to an ass whooping? It's like, please, daddy, spank me. Like, no, go somewhere else. Go jungle. Go to the safe lane and kill somebody. Why sit in a losing, horrible matchup?
Yeah, I just really don't understand that. It's like there's just such a obsession with like, this lane is my lane. People don't really think about, it's like, Dota as a whole. They only think about their tiny little sliver of experience of what the game is, and it's just like, that's all you have to do. It's all you have to do to become a better player, is just start looking at the game with a slightly wider perspective. That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Newsham wrote me a big essay about that, about how one of the worst things that people do is sitting in a lane and trying to like chorus last hit, like kind of like this.
Yeah.
Where you're just sitting there and the creep equilibrium is in like a safe place and you're just there with them.
Yeah.
It's like that is the time when there are so many more things that you should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like,
Holy
replay bug.
shit.
Oh my god. This
Oh
replays.
my god.
Okay.
It's a cool new ability Bristleback has.
Here's the thing, though. So if you are going to come down here, the interesting thing about Dota is there's always ways that you can adapt the way that you're looking at it. So if you do want to make this suboptimal move to come down here and play in this lane that you shouldn't be playing in, you can still make it better than what you're doing right now. You could just max out your Scatter Blast, and you could just push the wave. And the Monkey King will be like, why are you pushing the wave? You're taking my creeps. And you just ignore him, and you just continue to push the wave into their tower. That would be better than just standing here.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Your build should just be different, based on like what you want to do in the game. That's it. It's really not that complicated. A lot of people look at like the itemization pros, and they look at the skill build of pros and see that it's like, oh, why is it different in this game? Like, shouldn't there just be one skill build? And no, it's really as simple as like a pro player just thinks like, okay, what do we lack in this game?
Right.
Okay, this bristle is going to be huge or whatever. Is this a win?
And if it's not a win, nope, they lost. Somehow,
oh my god.
Somehow they lost.
Anyway, as I was saying, Jesus Christ, one of these games. Oh man, I had a game yesterday where we got to 70 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I won the game by hexing somebody with a courier. I kid you not. What was I saying again? I was on a tangent there.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
One of my former Liquid Dota friends was showing me a game that he played that went to, I believe, almost 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And the builds that I saw, I think there was probably like 9 rapiers between the two teams. And the Mars, his build was literally 3 satanics and 3 rapiers.
Oh my god. Dude, I had at the end of the game, I had Boots of Travel 2, Eon Disc, Magic Lamp, Refresher Orb, Sight the Vice, Quickening Charm, and then on my courier, you can't see what was on the courier, but on my courier I had Refresher, Sheep, some mana items to give it mana, and then Spider Legs. So it was running around the map at like 800, 900 movement speed.
Your courier had spider legs on it?
My courier had spider legs.
Oh my god!
And Sight the Vice with Refresher. And the way that we won the game, we can watch it actually, if you really wanted to. The way that I won the game is I was playing against Moo. He was trying to throne us, and I ran in. Well, he wasn't really trying to throne us. He was trying to force us back. So I ran in and baited him to Abyssal Blade, my hero. So he did, and then I sheeped him with my courier, and then I sheeped him with my hero after the sheep on the courier was done, and then somebody else TP'd in with a sheep and sheeped him. It was so fucking funny, and we won the game from that.
Well, that's amazing.
Like my entire goal for that game when it started getting to 60 minutes, I was like, I'm winning the game by sheeping somebody with my courier. That's how I'm winning. So I almost threw because I ran my courier. I was trying to get people, but the vision is so small on it that you need to like put words or something.
Right.
So I started moving it onto myself and just spider legsing like to get to somebody to sheep them across the map. You want to watch it? Okay.
Let's do these first.
Okay. What do we have next?
Well, I was just gonna watch how they lose this game because they're ahead by 12K at 30 minutes.
You want to finish this one and then do you want to watch mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let me see.
You guys are ahead by 12K and you're splitting up, and your Puck and your Monkey King are diving 2-on-5.
Elliot did 2 replays, so I imagine he would prefer the Sand King one. Anyway, so you guys took racks. I don't see how you should lose this game at this point. The 13K gold lead. I really don't. But we'll see, I guess.
Well, the 2 supports are hitting a shrine while the Wind Ranger split pushes, and then the Monkey King and the Puck are diving 2-on-5.
That'll do it.
So now the
Oh,
puck's
he fell off the trees.
now the
There's no
puck's dead.
BKB, of course. Huh.
And the supports are not here. And now he's dead. All right.
Wow, for 80 seconds? Oh my god, then you guys go in and chain feed out. No. No. I mean, they should win the game off of that. That's 80 seconds. You can get raxed in that time. See, if the two supports are still alive with the Wind Ranger, I actually think this isn't that bad. But it's just going to be impossible to defend this. As I say that, they defend. Dota is a wild game, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, you guys had a 13k gold lead and Aegis, and I don't know why the two supports were hitting a shrine when you could literally just march down a lane together as 5. So
you literally just need to stay together at that point and secure output. That is it.
Yeah.
That is how you win Dota with an advantage. Dota with an advantage right now is so goddamn easy and boring.
Yep.
And that's I get that complaint on the Dota 2 subreddit. People complaining that it's formulaic to win the game. I agree. You just hold the outposts and you eventually win. That's it. You play the side lanes. Fuck the mid lane, honestly.
Yep. All right, give me that replay. We'll go watch you Hex Moo.
All right, here it is. I put it in there. Oh, it was so funny. I was playing with Ray. I didn't queue with him. I queued in, and at 70 minutes, we conveniently wiped them, and Ray was like, go farm jungle right now. So we farm jungle and we in a fusion rune, which we eventually put on our PL, and then we got a pirate hat, which we put on OD.
Oh my god!
250 attack speed on OD, and I don't remember what the final item was. I don't remember what it was, but it was probably a good item.
Pirate hat. Oh, it was Trident.
Trident. Oh yeah, we got Trident, dude. Look at the stats on that.
And they got Desolator 2 or Stygian Desolator, Stygian Desolator. Magic Lamp is only tier 4. What else did they get?
Yeah.
Fusion Rune.
Dude, let me tell you, Magic Lamp's actually crap. Like, it's bad. Because
300 health. Who cares?
I legitimately regret holding that. I think I traded that for another item because it's not that good.
Looks like they only got 2. They didn't have a third tier 5.
Fusion Rune
and
Desolator.
What
was
Desolator.
the other one? I guess they didn't have any other one. That's really interesting. This was a crazy game.
I bet.
We were losing so horribly at the start. So horribly. Go to like 70 minutes. We don't need to see the start. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, we're literally only watching this to watch how you win the 70-minute game.
Dude, watch my courier. Go look at my courier, dude. Where's it at? Is it dead? Oh, he killed my courier once, and he was like, "Dude, courier's dead for longer than you." Look, they have a courier in our base. Who's this idiot that doesn't have any items on their courier? Oh, that person has a sheep and an energy booster. That's what I had. I think my courier was dead.
Okay.
The double sheep play happened on the lane. And so it happened like right by our. I killed the guy's courier. Dude, look at all the couriers. There's sheeps on them. That's so funny.
They're up by 28k. Okay.
Yeah, we were like, this is when we were trying to farm the item.
Pirate
and I got
hat.
a pirate hat, and I gave it to the OD. So we were pushing down 2 lanes here because Storm was doing this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were to, so I picked up, dude, that was their quickening. Pick that up. They just had dropped it.
It was just on the ground. Nice.
It was on the ground. Yeah, I just walked over and say, "Oh."
All right. Your courier respawns in 2 more minutes. It's been dead for like 5 minutes.
Dude, it actually dies for soul. Look at this. Look at all the things that I got. Dude, the level 30 talents are just absurd. Peel by smokes. That's so funny. Picked up a grove bow by accident. Moo's courier has a Lincoln spear. He put a Lincoln's on his courier because I was sheeping him with my courier.
Yes.
I don't even know what saved him there. I double sheeped him and something glowed green and he survived the double sheep. I don't know what it was.
Let's see.
What does Husky have?
Magic lamp. So that's
Oh, it was
the
magic lamp.
hard
I
dispel.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, so it took the that's what took the sheep off.
Yep. All right. So you guys are pushing down mid. Storm's being annoying.
Yeah, but we had 2 lanes in.
Doom
This guy
dooms
doomed
you.
me, which was just nuts. Dude, look at that! Look at the bounty runes spawning. Oh my god! Wait till you see the play where it was in the mid lane. Look at all the couriers moving. It's ridiculous. Just FYI, I want to say, nobody in this game was using couriers to do anything until I started doing it. Then people copied what I was doing, which is putting an energy booster and a sheep on a courier. But until I did it, everybody was just being lazy with it. And I was like, guys, I have 3 sheeps. I have 3 sheeps. Let's go. And then we were playing with one of Ray's friends, and she was just like, "We're nowhere near you, Jenkins. We can't even help you." I went and got myself killed a couple of times. So yeah, we took 2 racks, which here it is. Watch this.
We'll put it 50%.
So watch this. Yeah, okay. So I bait him because he knows that my Eon Disc is down, right?
Look at his items.
He knows that my Eon Disc is down, and I know that he knows this because earlier in the game he calculated that and went on me without the Eon Disc. Okay. So I knew that they were communicating about my Eon Disc. I also know Moon Husky, and I know they would communicate that shit. Be like, Venom has no Eon Disc, kill him, like that sort of thing. So I figured he was gonna jump me here if I showed up. I was pinging and I was trying to tell my team. And he does Abyssal. And then I hex him with my courier! Look at this! He's double hexed. And then he dies to the pirate hat, and he's dead for 100 seconds.
All right, let's watch it one more time.
Watch my courier's perspective. That's the real hero.
I don't think I can. I can only click on your courier.
Yeah, click on it. Click on the bad boy. Watch him. This guy's a hero. Look at this. He's a broomstick.
He's hiding in the ancient.
I was trying to hide him. Oh my god, I never thought I would see the day. I never thought look how big the AoE on that shit is. Look at that, dude, it's still going. I was thinking what other items can I get on this? Bloodthorn Nullifier, something like that. That'd be pretty good.
All right, I want to see regular attack speed from Ray with pirate hat.
Yeah, watch this. Ridiculous, right? He's so lucky. We're so lucky to have gotten a pirate hat with an OD.
All right, let's go on to the next Patreon. Good stuff.
After that, we went out mid and won the game, by the way. Sort of thing.
All right, we've got mid Sky.
Pixie. I want to know how my balance was of farming and fighting. Well, Sky basically just fights.
Yeah. If you're farming on Sky, you're probably doing it wrong.
What were the items?
Huh?
What were the items on Sky? Just out of curiosity. Oh, they won. Okay.
Oh my god, so, you have a timeless relic on Skywrath Mage.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Debuff duration. That makes the silence just overlap with itself.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
And you have a Rubik on your team.
Yeah. So they won. So I assume your balance of farming and fighting was
probably okay.
Because that's Dota. Usually when you win, it's because you do things, but consistently doing the right things is what makes you a good player.
Yep.
Not to flame you, I'm just saying this is why wins are not super valuable to look at.
how mad am I that Jenkins is not top 100 or mortal right now? I'm not mad. I'm just really disappointed in him. That's all.
Fuck you, man. I'm 7.5k MMR. I don't understand how much higher I need to get. It's hard, okay? I'm competing with pros and shit, man. These guys are getting paid like 10k.
So
Ridiculous.
it's not actually your MMR that's disappointing. It's your face.
You know what? I might buy a new one
Okay.
because you said that. I might actually get a facelift, plastic surgery.
All right.
So I don't know. Maybe watch what you say to people, asshole. Okay.
You know, keeping up with the Jinkdashians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna have any part of my reality TV show.
Okay.
Not a single part. Yo, Pixie, what's going on? There's a lot of like AFK happening here. I'm a little confused. I have to be honest with you here. Like, I think you're gonna miss a last hit because you were clicking shop items. What bracket is this?
This is ancient, low ancient.
Oh, okay, you got it. Nice. Oh, it's a Pudge mid. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm not actually sure if this is a hero that you can harass that much.
Yeah, it's pretty rough lane actually.
I feel like this is actually a good lane for Pudge.
He does have a hook first, so
yeah, he got that going for him.
So the fact that Pudge is intentionally losing this lane to you is definitely going to help you out here.
Yeah. If only that trick worked where you could hover over somebody and see what skill point they've used. Okay, so he has hook and he has a rot at level 2.
That sounds.
This guy is grieving.
He's trying to lose the lane to you. So I would oblige him by harassing. You've used no mana so far in the first minute.
You want to try to harass with the W if you can. The W is really efficient, especially at level 2. Like cast that off cooldown to get extra right clicks on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And definitely go for the ranged. Nice. Okay. The timing on the deny was a little wrong, and he wasn't even contesting it. So you definitely just want to be patient with those last hits. All I can say for last hitting, like my only advice for last hitting is don't be lazy with it. That's it. Like it actually takes quite a bit of focus to try to play it like it's like a mini game.
Yep.
Like I guarantee you, if last hitting was like a flash game and that was the only purpose of the game was to get those last hits and time it correctly, we'd all be amazing at it. But it's not. It's like it's Dota, so we feel like we can kind of be lazy because we'll come back later. It's boring. I've done this so many times. This is just laning. I want to start killing people. Really, my only advice is like when it comes to laning, just think about it.
Yeah, just treat last hitting as the full game for that moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, so in this situation, like, oh, I missed. Next time, do it sooner. Like within a game, you can get better at last hitting as long as you're thinking about it.
Right.
I don't think he's going to die to that. Okay, you're going to go for the dive. Use the self. Nice.
Don't you just suicide to the tower right now?
Oh yeah, definitely for the mana.
Yeah.
Anytime you're playing mid sky, you like this is so crucial on mid sky.
Yeah.
Because now this guy can come back to the lane, and you can't harass him. So feels really bad. Or you have to spend 140 gold on these mangoes when that could be another null talisman.
Right.
And you could just have full mana. Like the mangoes aren't going to give you full mana.
Yeah. You're also spending like half of your laning stage juggling your items back and forth to try and get efficiency when you could just...
Well, you killed him, you got like 200 gold, and then you immediately spent it on mango.
Yeah, so you got nothing out of it really, other than like a slight experience lead.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. So
we can skip through this, I think. Well, maybe we'll look at itemization.
Yeah, let's hop. Let's hop to like level 6 to see if you leave the lane.
Well, most mid skies don't go ulti at level 6. They just go for like another point in W.
Yeah, that's actually true.
You can leave, you can sit there and just keep owning. There's plenty of things that you can do. and go for the bounty. It's well after the fact. I would say unless you're playing against you want to play as if your teammates or as if your opponents are good at the game, and it's really disrespectful, I think, to go to a bounty like 15 seconds afterwards and expect it to be there.
Yes,
I think that's disrespecting your opponents, and the only time that's going to work is when your opponents aren't worthy of respect. And if they're not worthy of respect, why do you give a fuck about beating them? You know, it doesn't matter. It's like Marcus Aurelius said, when somebody criticizes you, either they're right, and you should be happy about it, or the enemy or the person that's criticizing you is just an idiot, and you should just feel bad for them. Either way, there's no negative association with it. And I think it's a very similar logic here, where either they're worthy of respect and you play a good game because you respect them, or they're not worthy of respect and you win because they just suck. Like either way, you're gonna win, you know. So
Yeah.
just be good, and just do right things. That's something I think that applies to a lot more things in Dota than just the rune.
Yep. Okay, so triple null into Atos. I guess seems okay. I feel like it's a little slow to go triple null.
I would really say like you want to go travels first.
Yeah.
Just to be really active. It's also just an item. And you have other heroes in your lanes that are pretty adequate setup. You have like a Pangolier who's owning. He took the tower. He's highest CS, probably a Smurf.
Yeah.
You have a Wraith King who can set up. You have a Rubik that can set up. Even Snapfire is not half bad. And then you have your slow. Like you have a lot of pseudo disable.
Yeah.
I don't really think you need to like look at this. You can gank if this guy presses the stun. Like if you come in a little later and you just let him stun,
or like that,
whoever dies, anybody dies, right? The Atos is just totally unnecessary. Like you look at the gank. Right? Did you need an Atos for that? No, but you'd really love to be able to TP back to base right now and get full mana and full HP, and also have 450 movement speed, so you can walk back to the mid lane immediately.
Yep.
Like try the travels build on Sky. It's broken. You will not regret it. You will build it every single game afterwards. I assure you.
I completely agree. I don't think that getting an Atos at some point in this game is terrible, although you probably could just skip it and get a Hex later on.
Yeah, as a mid Sky, for sure.
But definitely going like boosted travel into probably like Kaya Bloodstone Hex seems pretty good.
Bloodstone seems really good now, actually, on Sky. Holy shit, because it gives you Spell Amp.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably the build in this game.
Probably like, honestly, it's probably like Travels Bloodstone, if you can be greedy, and then like Shadowblade Hex.
Yeah.
I love the Shadowblade on Skywrath. You just
like
pop somebody. You pop anybody. And it lets you walk through wards and stuff too.
Yep. I really like that, actually. That sounds super good to me.
That's what I see like Skywrath spammers doing, is doing that.
Yep.
Just committing to the damage dealing job. I'm a damage dealer. I'm going to kill people with this hero. I'm going to play on my own. Like, that's what this hero is. He's like a solo snowballer. What?
Triple kill from one ult?
What?
They do have a Venomancer, to be fair, so it's probably a big Venom ulti into that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I kind of think that Rod of Atos is basically just like a crutch on this hero. You know,
I agree.
Super necessary some games, but in this game, it's basically like you trying to play this hero as if you don't have any teammates, which you do. You have plenty of teammates.
Well, also, it's like if you're going to be a Sky mid player, you want to trust in your mechanics enough. You shouldn't need an Atos. Mm-hmm. You're not killing people with the ultimate. You're killing them with massive Q damage.
Right.
And your ultimate, the damage should be enough. Like, you're so over leveled that you just go in, press all your spells on somebody, and before they can move, die. You don't need the Atos, as long as you don't fuck up the mechanics of that. And from what I've seen, you are very mechanically high skilled with this hero. Yep. Trust your instincts more with this hero.
Yep.
Because this hero right now in the mid lane is completely skill based. It is completely, I am individually better than you, and I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna kill you and win the game by myself with Skywrath Mage. And I don't think you need an Atos for that.
Yep.
It's a crutch.
I completely agree. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Ludicrous. Offlane Clock. Last time I shared a safe lane game. This time it's an offlane one. Really liked playing Clock. I think I know why we lost, because it's my job to focus Tinker. It's a very good call. I think if there's a Tinker in the game in your Clock, that is a very good job that you can be doing. And Axe baited us too well into fights where we needed to take down their carries. Okay, so blaming the enemy team for their good play. This is a really good attitude, man. So far, I really like your attitude. What could have been different, done differently in the mid game to win the game? Always appreciate reviewing the first 5-10 minutes to as outpost control is key. I've got a good win rate on clock, so I want to take this hero further to farm MMR. I think it's a decent hero for that. It's very snowbally. You can get definitely fucked and just left behind, but it's a good hero. It's very skill based. One sec, I'm gonna get some more tea.
Sounds good. All right, I already know what he's gonna say about this. This is headdress first. Giving up regen next. A little interesting, although I guess if you're gonna pull the lane back with cogs, then it might be okay. But we'll wait for Jenkins on this one. I don't agree. I don't agree with this and then going battery assault. That doesn't make any sense to me. You're not really going to be able to trade with lifestealer even with battery assault, and you probably can't catch the lion. So you're going to get 0 value out of battery assault. And if you're only buying it to get, or if you're only skilling it to get the rune, you can accomplish the same thing, but probably even safer if you go for cogs and you just block them off from getting the rune. So yeah, I don't like your starting build and your starting skill. It doesn't make any sense to me. I kind of feel like going for buckler over headdress makes more sense. Level 1 cog is terrible.
Yeah, I just have to go to do this dumb replay review. Dumb Alchemy Elevated. He's such an idiot. Hey, I just unmuted my microphone. Hey, what's up, man? My mic was so I was just talking to my dad.
I was just telling them that this Clockwerk build is something that you probably recommend to all of your students.
Yeah, because it's really, really good, actually. I like it. Actually isn't bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Pre-skilling battery assault before the rune with no regen at all.
Oh no. Okay, okay. So I actually think going no regen at all is fine. I think that's actually fine. You need to immediately send a regen. I don't know if I would go for a headdress. I have seen some people do this.
I was gonna say buckler seems a little bit better. But
Buckler's gotten nerfed. Headdress builds into Vlad's, I believe. Or maybe,
pipe.
I think Buckler.
He was going for pipe with this, I believe.
Oh, that's fine too. That's fine too against Tinker. I actually don't mind this. Like I have very little to say. I think starting builds are quite other than like the Legion Commander game where that was very obviously good. I think there's a lot of versatility in starting builds now. Just everybody has a courier, so like this is fine as long as you're sending out more stuff, right? It's like starting items are more like what you get in the first 2 to 3 minutes, including like the items you start with.
And what do you think about battery assault level 1 against the lion lifestealer lane?
I would say probably cogs. You're probably more like I don't see you using battery assault with like a headdress first.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna trade with the lifestealer, and you can't get on top of the lion. So just
I would just hold the point. Some people even go for flare to get the ranged creep.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's also something people do. What do they buff about this hero in the patch? I mean, this guy's way out of position on lion. You should definitely be killing him for what he did. There, he should be dead.
Yeah.
Don't let him disrespect you like that. The 1-1 battery assault's just not the greatest. Like I understand going for a point in it to start, just so that way at level 3 you have the second point in it. That's fine, but
you could also You can also go
What?
WQQ and get to the same thing, but then also have the ability to pull the lane back or burn their mana or push them off of stuff.
It's not worth it anymore to like use more mana than it is at low, which kind of sucks. But it's still good just to like push the lifestealer off range creep, and then you like deny a range creep, or you like use it to like secure a range creep.
Right.
Just good for like messing with them in the lane.
All right. Why do you guys have a tri-lane?
against a lifestealer, I'm sure that's not great.
And this death is 1,000% avoidable. This is just you not respecting. We've said it before. This is you not respecting your resources. You have no mana, so you have no skills, and you have under 30% health, and you have the ability to rectify both of those situations. So just back up, use your salve, drop your headdress, use both mangoes, then you can return to the lane. It's not like you're even contesting any creeps here. There's no reason for you to even be going for this deny. You could just not die there.
Yeah. That's a bad trade. That's just the laning stage is all about trades. You took a big risk to try to just trade, like you traded your life for a potential range creep deny. So that's all that is. That's just bad.
Yeah.
The trade should have been they go for the range creep blast hit, and in that time, you get to heal up without losing anything else.
Dude, there's 4 heroes in the bottom lane at 3 minutes.
When there's a Tinker on the enemy team.
From Dire.
Yeah.
What?
This game is like ruined already by Radiant.
You mean by Dire?
By Dire, yeah. Dire has ruined this. Like, this is not even remotely okay. Oh my god.
Why are there 4 heroes in this lane? Why are there 4 heroes in the bottom lane at 3 minutes into the game?
I legitimately don't know how you win this after fuck up this big. Like, this is just monumentally insane. They're still staying here! Yo, dude! How the fuck do you die as a lion when there's 4 heroes in your lane? Stand behind the tower! And it's just, you're winning! Oh my god. What bracket is this? This is crazy.
It's Crusader / Legend.
Oh my god, man. There's no excuse for Crusader players to do this. Dude, Tinker is just getting free farm.
Pudge is still
there.
He's just sitting in the trees trying to land blind hooks.
I don't even think he kills a lion if he hooks.
This is the mid Pudge right now.
This is not worth it, even if you kill everybody.
This is literally Overthrow right now. Except the Tinker's playing Dota and you're playing Overthrow in the bottom lane.
Dude, the Spear Breaker charged the clock instead of charging out. What is Tinker doing top?
He just killed the Gyro.
Okay, did he have a haste or something? Oh, he won with an arcane. And no boots. Like, look at the gold. Nothing is changing because these rotations are so bad that even if you accomplish what it was that you wanted to accomplish, which is killing somebody, it literally achieves nothing.
Hey, Pudge went back to the mid lane at level 4.
And now Tinker's level 6 and would be level 7 if he didn't go and gank a fucking gyro for literally.
But yeah, I mean, all right. Here's the thing. This whole situation of 4 heroes in the bottom lane could easily be solved if you just immediately go to the mid lane. Sometimes this is what you have to do in pubs. You have to say, okay, my teammates have decided that this is where they're going to position themselves, and that is so incorrect that I'm going to change what role I'm playing, and I'm going to play their role because they're not playing their role anymore.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I agree. I agree, and I realize that this story that I'm about to tell you is going to take away from that point. But I had this Russian guy that was queuing on US East. And you know how these fucking Europeans are when they're queuing on US East. All they do is talk about how bad NA players are and how you're so much better. And you're just like, why are you queuing here then? What are you doing? It's always flabbergasting.
Right.
But this guy was so upset that his Crystal Maiden was fucking up the lane that he came to my winning lane as Slark. He literally just straight TP'd to my lane and started farming in it. And then I TP'd away, and then he immediately died to the void that I was owning. And now the void was huge, and I was in this lane that I didn't want to be in. And I was just like, dude, you realize that you just lost 2 lanes instead of 1, right? When you go and try to move out of a, all I'm saying, that situation just pissed me off, and I want to mention it. All I'm saying is that, yeah, what I did is I moved to the other lane, and
Which is
it
all
was
you can
hard.
do at that point. Even if it's not the correct move, if your Slark is there, you can't have your Slark and your offlaner in the same lane.
Yeah, I knew that I had to.
Right.
I went into a shittier lane, and he was in a shittier lane. He eventually just, but it's better. It was better than both of us just sitting in one lane doing nothing. Like, that's just straight up not an option. That doesn't make any sense. It's just taking the experience and just literally splitting it by the number of heroes.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lane of experience that's not being acquired, and that's unacceptable.
Right.
That's a third of the experience that's happening on that nobody's getting.
Yep.
Think about that. Like you're
I mean,
for like 3 minutes, your team was getting 2/3 of the experience on the map, and the enemy team was getting the full experience on the map.
right. That's it. It's as if they were somehow denying every single creep wave for 3 minutes. It's as if they had 4 enigmas just sitting in their base, idolining each creep in the wave for 3 straight minutes.
Yeah, that's not even considering the goal.
Yeah.
Like, just experience wise, you're at level or at level 10, 2/3 of level 10 is like you're all gonna be level 6. Think about that. Entire enemy team being level, if they have 2/3 of the experience, entire team being level 10, you're all gonna be level 6.
Yeah.
That's not fightable. That's straight up not fightable. Anyway, you go to the mid lane. That's your job. Go to the mid. Clock honestly is not a bad mid laner. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just go get solo experience. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Go get your level 6.
Shit.
Go get your level 6 quickly, and then just hunt the Tinker for the rest of the game. That's your job. That's all you do.
You guys are putting way too much focus on dealing with this Nakes and not enough focus on dealing with the Tinker, at least from what I've seen.
Also, let's take a quick look at where the creep waves are on the map while you're diving their tier 3s at 18 minutes into the game. You have no creeps in the mid lane, tier 2 exposed. You have creeps at your tier 1 in the top lane, no tower take. You have creeps at your tier 1 while you're at their tier 3 in the same lane. What are you doing? Why are you here?
I agree with this. This serves no purpose other than kills, but you're playing against a Tinker lineup. So this game is going to get progressively harder.
You're diving tier 3s again, and you can't accomplish anything by getting these kills.
Oh, there he is! There he is. Oh, fuck, who would have thought this guy's in the game? Somehow Gyro's still killing people. What in God's name?
Also, you have a People's Gift just sitting in your inventory, or in your backpack, giving you no stats. This item is very good.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones.
Especially on a go in and put your body on the line hero like Clockwerk.
Although it is good, I do prefer strength.
Yeah, agreed.
Because otherwise it's just armor. I mean, he does need the mana though.
Yeah.
Let's look at the mana increase. See that? Crazy.
Yeah, beautiful.
600, 800. Nice.
Definitely don't ever farm agents with Clockwerk.
Oh God, don't do this. You gotta be hunting Tinker, man. You gotta be smoking. this is the story of every. I was talking about this with Ellie earlier today. Actually, while we were eating dinner right before the replay review, and we were saying that like from coaching, and she's got like an ancient Smurf. Below ancient, below divine is where people just wait for the game to progress in front. They
Yeah.
don't actually push the game forward. Like you just show up the fights that are happening, or you stand in a lane because that's the lane that you're supposed to go to. And in this game, you're a Clockwerk. Every single time your hook is off cooldown, you need to be looking to make a play. Your hook was off cooldown, and you're ancienting. Like you
Yeah.
should be smoking and going for the tinker, and you need to play active because otherwise, by the time it randomly occurs that you can take a fight, well, guess what? That's because the enemy team is fighting you for a purpose. They know that they're strong, and you won't be able to fight them anymore. And then you'll be like, "Oh, I wish I killed the Tinker." You have to think about that shit like before you need to before you get to the point where you just can't win. And that's why I always say like Dota, in order to play it at your absolute like apex of skill, you need to really want to play. You need to really think about it because
Yeah.
you need to think about like, okay, how are they going to win the game? How do we win the game? What can I do right now to like best enable that? And
Yep.
then you just give it your all, and if it doesn't work, that's just life.
Yep.
That's just life. You're dealt a hand. You have to play with it, or you fold.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to fold.
I agree. All right. Here's Hockillionaire,
The boy.
the boy, Snapfire, playing against a Broodmother, and his question is, how to play against Broodmother?
Oh God. Let's see. What heroes do you have? No way. You lose. There's actually no way to play against Broodmother. Like, did he last pick it? Can I look at the draft order?
Yeah, one sec. Brood. Yep. Last pick Brood.
Okay, I have the solution for you. Go to your hero picker and put a category for the last pick cancer heroes. And look at them as you're drafting. And if it looks like one of them is going to be really, really good against your lineup, you need to pick something that can block them. You need to block pick. You guys picked no block picks. You picked a Drow lineup, and the typical counter to a Drow lineup is Broodmother. So you have no choice. Honestly, maybe the play is to lane the Drow against the Broodmother, who maybe the multi-shot can kill the spiders now. I'm not sure. What's the cooldown on that ability? I haven't played the new Drow.
It's 20-ish seconds.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you'll do poorly, but...
It could
yeah,
work, I suppose.
Drow needs to play against the... Invoker can lane there, or Nakes, or whatever, can lane there for a couple of minutes, but when Drow gets some levels, she's going to need to rotate to the Brood.
Right.
Yeah, the biggest thing, and I know Hockillionaire is fine with hearing this, because he just wants to know, like, how to win. You guys got outdrafted. You didn't block pick the Broodmother. You need to think about it. Like, that's why people pick Tiny. That's why people pick Kunkka, because it block picks a lot of the cancer heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Your draft is just like it's like a one-trick pony, and because of that, you're getting punished. You have all these ranged heroes that do single target, and Broodmother is just going to destroy you. So you pick Brood. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you're going to play, and this guy's not going to pick Brood, and you win the game. But that's because he's an idiot. Like, if you're playing an Immortal bracket and there's a possible last pick Brood, it'll get picked.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, it'll get picked. So you have to learn to block pick it, and that just involves like helping your team draft or waiting on your pick if you have to,
Yep.
or just drafting like a better 5. I mean, Sapphire's an excellent 5. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But,
but yeah, I mean, being in this situation, I mean, there's really nothing you can itemize to deal with the Brood either.
not on Snapfire, man.
I mean, like, can you max Scatterblast early to try and kill the spiders, I guess?
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe like Scatterblast Cookie, so you have some wave clear, I suppose.
Yeah, that's definitely like a... I mean, you'd like to not have to think about this, though. You'd rather have like a Tiny on your team, and it's a support, but then you change it to be a core or something like that. Like, that's why these like versatile picks are really good.
Right.
Because it blocks from this shit from happening.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is like, if I'm Brood in this game, there's nothing that's going to stop me from winning the game. Like, any competent Brood player is going to win this game. The enemy team is just dog against it.
Yeah.
Like, worst case scenario, you just farm, and there's nothing you can do to stop him. You have no catch for him whatsoever.
Right.
It's just, it's just impossible, man. Nobody can lane him either. Brood's gonna have a free lane.
Yeah, now you have an Invoker Drow lane right now. I just realized. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, what else can we talk about in this one?
Well, we'll see what skill build he goes for and where he plays. Because I do think you can try going and playing against the Brood with max Q
Mm-hmm.
and just play really defensive.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to lane the Brood.
This might be one of those things where you kind of just go and you just put yourself in position to just delay the Brood taking the tower. Like, if the Brood wants to take the tower and should be able to take the tower at 5 minutes, and you can make him not take it until 10 minutes, that's like a pretty big win for you, right? I don't know if that's possible.
Oh shit!
But...
Jacob says the arrows don't penetrate. They hit one spider and they stop. For some reason, my thing wasn't updating.
Interesting. Well, yeah, then this game is definitely an Omega loss based off the draft.
Yeah, this looks insanely hard. But yeah, I would probably max this, get a soul ring, and just sit really safely in the Brood's lane while Nake's farms jungle, and then you just like hope to God that your carries get enough farm the enemy team throws to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think anytime you're in one of these games that's just like incredibly difficult to play, your best bet is just to make it as hard for them as possible to take your towers.
And then hope that they throw.
Yeah. I think that's really the only way to play a game that's like super outdrafted like this. Like, for example, if you were, let's say there was like a last pick Huskar. If you can make it so that Huskar just can't take your tower for 5 more minutes than he would want to, like, there's a very good chance you can still win that game. But
you could try cutting the creep wave with right in front of the enemy base.
Tier 3.
Yeah.
Like in the mid lane.
I've seen people do that with some like Kunkka versus Timbersaw. They just go and start cutting the creep wave so they don't have to lane against the Timber.
Yeah.
And this is definitely not a game where you max out the E. I think you're going to lose horribly if you max out the E. You have to accept that this anti-mage is going to free farm in order to like have a game versus the Brood.
Right. Yeah, this is one of those games where you have to shift your priorities from like doing your job to basically just damage control. And damage control involves making sure that the hero that's actually going to win the game in the first 10 minutes can't win the game. But yeah, Brood has 92 last hits. I mean,
God, did it destroy your lanes to have that Brood pick too? It's really just a free Brood game. Like this is just not a situation to be in.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to like the draft.
Yep. Okay. So 3rd point in Little Shredder. I mean, this game.
Normally this is the build.
Right.
Normally this is the build. But in this situation, if you keep going this build, like you can see the gold lead is just building and building and building.
Yeah.
Despite the kills being like relatively even, it's because this Brood is just complete free farm. In fact, he's pretty bad. I think he should have the tower right now. There's nothing an Ace can do to stop a Brood from taking it.
Yeah,
but he's just farming instead of taking tower for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, still, he's gonna just win this game. Like,
free Brood game, yeah.
Yep.
All
right, let's move on.
Go next. What do we have next? Who do we have next?
And I guess one last point to kind of teach on that is that sometimes you just have to accept that the game is just a little too hard to win. Unless the other team throws. Like, all right, that game happened. Let's move on to the next one and just untilt and just play some more Dota.
Yeah, you got trump carded.
Yep.
What can you do? Not that much.
All right. Elliot says, good start as Sand King, but it fell apart with us throwing an 8k lead. Feels like I'm missing mid-game understanding this patch and throwing a lot of winnable games. Cool.
Okay.
What do you guys think it'll take to make Tree balanced? Not make him level 2 at level 1?
That'll do it. I don't know. They really need to his tree walk. Like, I don't see why it gives HP regen increase as well as move speed as well as tree walking. It just does 3 things.
Yeah.
At level 1. Why?
Because a lot of people complained about Tree being a terrible hero, which he was.
How did you spectate one of my games? Patreon.com/Dota Alchemy. Hit up your boys at DA. That's how.
Yep. Okay. So you've got an Omni Knight. Sand King lane, you go for stun level 1 to secure the bounties, I suppose.
Sure, seems fine. I do sometimes like going for caustic just to push the lane though.
Because
Some
then you
people-
basically just get a free level 2 anyway, right? Like you just shove the
Yeah,
lane,
exactly,
and then
exactly.
you have 2 skills all of a sudden.
I think how to balance trees, you just make it so he loses the tree walk. Like I don't see why he keeps it after taking damage. That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway. So they got level 2 first, which resulted in them like getting a lot of CS against you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is a kind of lane that should smash them because you guys can just focus killing Lion and just pressuring Lion, and then Void has no support, and then you can just bully the Void.
Yeah.
Lion really should have no impact in this lane, and I think all you have to do is just kind of run it, the Lion.
I do like going for caustic.
Yes.
These days, I really like caustic again. He can't like any melee heroes just can't stand there and take the hurt. And it also saves you the mana. Like,
I was gonna say you don't have the mana pool to do both of these on this hero, especially against the Lion. I would say.
Yeah.
So you bring up 3 mangoes.
I like to go like 2-0-1, and then I max Sandstorm. That's like my current build these days that I really like because I find most melee heroes cannot lane you. You just have stick.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also think that going boots this early doesn't make any sense because you're just kind of statically laning. Like, get a stick, right? Get maybe stuff towards Veil if that's what you're going to go. You don't need boots that early in this game. This guy's slow. This guy you can't catch anyway with boots. So this hero's very, very static in the laning stage. He doesn't need to move around very much.
Sand King?
Yeah.
Yeah, just farms. Just gets really farmed.
Yep.
The one benefit to going level 2 point in Sandstorm is that you do have the level 3 sooner. Or the second point in it sooner, which means you can start like cutting and stuff.
Right.
Which is cool. But I think this is a lane that you can definitely pressure. Like I don't see how Lion Void is gonna outlane an Omni plus Sand King lane. I think you guys should do quite well in this.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go look at where the throw happened. So about 30 minutes or so.
Okay. So it's at about 30 minutes that I always recommend for Sand King, where you more so play it as like an initiator, and you're just trying to go for as opposed to hitting these huge epicenters, because simply because like your team will have a lot of damage at that point, and you should be tanky enough to like get off an epicenter if the fight starts regardless. And you just kind of want to like jump the right heroes. Like if you can stun the Lion or the Silencer or the Skywrath, like all of these heroes are really squishy. You can like double stun people, like stun the Silencer there, for example, and then stun the Void as well.
Like that.
It's insanely good. I mean, that's good. That's decent. Definitely think that you could have lined up the double stun if you're a little greedier, but still not bad.
Guess what's gonna happen here? You guys used a bunch of resources to take a fight and won, and now you're gonna go high ground into buybacks without your resources that you just used, and you're gonna throw the game.
I actually think this is not bad. If you can jump this and get out, I think it's fine. To like fish, like as long as you have the intention of, where it's like we're not looking to hard commit to them into their base.
You're right. Yeah.
We're just jumping to see what we can get. So standing on the back lines, preparing to possibly hit an epicenter. Faceless Void buys back. This is when you should probably back out. Silencer even bought back. Now this is when you should definitely back out. You could maybe sit around on the high ground just to see. Oh no, that's right at the edge. That's such bullshit right there. This guy has heal. It's very hard to save you. I think you just die, and your team. With this combo, the Sky Void, it's very hard to Just let them die.
Yep.
That's fine. That's life.
Yeah.
They lost a tower. That's honestly fine. That's worth it. They lost two of the outposts as well.
Yep.
So.
Right. You know, buyback, so they push your tower.
It's life.
At this point, what do you do, Jenkins?
You run down a side lane and you press Sandstorm. That's it. I don't think you jungle.
You don't go with your team?
No, you've travels. You push side lanes.
Okay.
I don't think you need to go with your team. I think you probably wait for pick off to happen and then take Roche or something along those lines.
Sure.
Like this lane should be pushed all the way out. Unfortunately, now your troll is here and just feeding.
Yeah, your troll just threw the game, essentially.
So I would just travels bot immediately and just. This is dumb. This is shit. This is a big throw. You need to go for more double burrows. I think you're really going to just like using it as like a target stuff. But it's at this point where like your primary concern should be getting the. I think you could have got like a triple or quad burrow in that fight. The way you do it is you just blink on a target that you want to stun and then aim another.
Yep, and then
you're guaranteed to get both.
Yep.
That's a huge way that you can improve. I would say because this is like, you know, one of the most important factors on Sand King past 30 minutes is just hitting as many double burrows as possible.
Yep. And then as far as this play right here, I mean, this is just standard, like, don't go here. You've already lost your troll. There's nothing to gain from taking this fight. You can't even push high ground if you killed all of them because you don't have a troll. So why would you ever go in here?
This is really, really dangerous just because your Coddle and your Omni are. That's a triple burrow right there, if I've ever seen one.
Blink over here, go like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going for the triple there.
But regardless, there's no point in trying to go for a triple because you shouldn't go in here. You should just create pressure on the bottom side of the map so that they can't just freely run down your top lane after they kill your Void Spirit and your troll.
I would definitely be, as soon as I see the troll going travelsing bot, and the fact that Void Spirit even killed the Void is a fucking miracle.
Yep.
Like that shouldn't even happen. He went in 1v5.
Yep,
and did that.
And then you went in 1v4 and fed also. So
I would say just travels immediately to the bot lane, get the map pressure on down there from your troll being dead. And now, like if Roche is up, they could just go Roche. They can get all the outposts. They can possibly get like your tier 1 or tier 2 top.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if you're a hero that has
Orb of Destruction.
If you're a hero with travels or a teleport or high mobility, you really just you never want to take a 5-on-5 because you don't have to. Like
you never have to.
You can always make them split up and then fight them as small groups. So you should just never ever go into a big 5-on-5 ever. There's no reason to ever do that.
Yeah. Spilling tea all over myself. I'm getting excited.
All right. Anything else to add? Itemization seems fine.
Yeah, seems fine. Items are decent. Lotus would be really good at some point. Save your team.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's a lot of throwing into like they're really strong.
Yep.
The way that this game's got to work is like you jump somebody, you chill. You jump somebody, you kill them, you chill. You jump somebody, you chill. Like you're killing them in a stun. If you're engaging in like long 5v5 fight with them, they're gonna own you. They've got a lot of damage.
Yep.
Team fight disable. You burst. That's it.
And as far as target selection, I mean, if you can jump the Silencer, the Sky, or the Lion, you have 3 really good targets to pick off, and they have almost no counterplay to that at all. So
yeah, until you commit. You like when you commit, they're
right.
They've got plenty of counterplay. They chrono you and press Sky ult,
and
whoever's the most important hero in the chrono will die to the Sky ult. They also have duel plus Sky ult. Like they will always have enough damage to kill you from full HP.
Right. Like, if you can go in and stun their Silencer or their Sky or their Lion, and then they chrono and Sky ult you, and then you die, that's a win, as long as you're the only person that gets chronoed. Like, if
I do kind of feel like if you kill their Sky, and they have, like, the only hero that I'm seeing, every single fight that I see is happening. It's just you're dying to Skywrath Mage.
Yeah.
So I really feel like it's hard to say because I'm not playing this game right now, but whenever I'm playing a game, I get impulses for just, okay, this guy is a problem.
Yep.
And I'll focus him in every fight. And I feel like in this game, my impulse would be to jump this guy in every fight, just because every single fight I see, he's just, oh, he ult somebody, they're dead from full HP. Oh, he ult somebody else on Chrono, they're dead from full HP. Duel or Chrono with the Sky ult. What's the common factor there? It's not the Chrono, I'll tell you that much.
Right. Yep. Agreed.
Keep losing audio. I don't know why that's
Yeah, it's been cutting out a bit.
Let me change my. This is a new mic.
It's
meant to be on my head, but
it's doing better for the last 45 seconds now. It hasn't cut out at all.
Testing. Oh, I'm constantly going now.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you just had it gated too much or something.
Here, how's that?
Seems fine so far. I'll let you know if it cuts out.
If I move, you can hear it. Maybe I need to turn it up a little bit. Test 69 420 1 2 3 69.
Yep, seems fine.
That should be good. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate you.
All right, we've got Huskar, and he says, I don't play much of it. We chose Poopy Pants Boy. We chose Veno and Huskar to shut down the enemy lane super hard, and I think we did that effectively. Looking back, I'm not sure why I didn't buy Halberd after Armlet to stop the Bloodseeker. Our mid lost pretty hard, and I wasn't sure how to go up against Bloodseeker after he became a raid boss. I queued for 40 minutes, so I lost a little desire to play. since I don't play much Huskar. Fair. I don't know his limits that well, and for that reason I died too much. Admittedly, I've been playing for 7 months, so I know I'm going to be bad, but don't let that stop you from demolishing me.
All right. I love the boys that like to get demolished. They're the best.
No comment.
All right. Whatever.
Not trying to get demonetized right now.
Okay. That's fair. Do you know what FPS stands for?
Frames per second. First-person shooter.
No.
Flippant penile sabotage.
Yes. Flippant penile sabotage. That's what your mom did to me last night, buddy.
That's not very nice.
That actually is kind of an insult, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
She sabotaged my nuts.
All right. Poopy Pants Boy, SNY, Phase, Double Brace, or Armlet. Don't like this. You're against a Drow, you're against a Bloodseeker. Yeah, Halberd seems pretty mandatory this game.
Armor items too. Just some maybe a plate mail building into like an eventual AC, that sort of thing. Satanic is just a broken item on Huskar.
Yep. Armlet, Halberd, AC, Satanic. Pretty much every game, that's what you go in this hero.
Yep.
Laning stage, I mean, this. If I was this Bloodseeker, I would
actually. Sorry, I'm thinking if you're an offline Huskar, I actually think going like Vlad's and Solar Crest is good. Like Armlet plus Vlad's, maybe around the same timing. You could maybe go Vlad's first, and then into Solar Crest, and then into Halberd, and like Crimson and stuff like that. I legit don't think that's that bad. I don't see why you have to play as an additional core when you already have so much damage on your team.
Mm-hmm. So
I just don't see it.
I would say my biggest issue with this game right now is that you are an offlane Huskar and you're not laning against the Bloodseeker, because you're just going to be feeding the Bloodseeker thirst stacks for the entire game.
Oh god, yeah.
And not shutting him down. And you're playing against a hero who doesn't really care that you're in the lane.
Yeah, ranged hero.
So I would almost say that you just go like Berserker's Blood and Inner Fire in this lane. Or you show up to lane with like 6 salves, because otherwise you're actually just losing the lane for your Kunkka in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough life for the Kunkka for sure. I think if you're playing like one of these unconventional heroes, it's actually fine right now, but you need to build the right items. Yeah. Like Vlad's is a broken offlane item. Every single offlaner is going for a Vlad's. Mm-hmm. So you need to go for that, even though you're a Huskar.
Yeah, it's not like it's a bad item on Huskar by any means.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's lifesteal. It's really good. It's good for your team as well. Like, you gotta buff your team. Pipe's not that well. Actually, in this game, Pipe sucks dick. So if you're gonna get anything, it's like a Crimson.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that Halberd is mandatory this game. You're against a Drow.
Oh yeah, of course. Eventually, you need a Halberd.
But yeah, I mean, you can see like your Kunkka can't play this game because you're just giving the Bloodseeker like.
Go to the Bloodseeker. Look at his move speed. He's 491. Oh my god. Is he about to kill him? Dude, Kunkka has a DD and Bloodseeker's about to kill him.
Yeah.
Think about that. He just out-traded a double damage Kunkka.
Yeah, that's not good.
My fuck. Imagine having 500 movement speed at 3 minutes. How happy are you?
So happy is the answer. Yeah. I feel like the biggest problem in this game is that you're playing this as if you're a mid Huskar in a 1-on-1 when you're actually an offlane Huskar and you're not in the correct 1-on-1. You're in a 2-on-2, which you can't dominate because they're both ranged heroes, and you're just losing the lane for your Kunkka by existing in this game.
Dude, Drow triggers me. She's actually really good at laning now.
Yeah.
So stupid. I hate that hero.
Turns out that the hero is just good because it pushes the tempo of the game by existing, and so that's gonna be good for a long time.
Kill the CM, that's okay. Drow's getting total solo XP. Bloodseeker is extremely fat, and it's all based off of this laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, you're owning the Drow, but this hero doesn't care about laning stage at all.
I don't know, not really. Like,
I mean, CS-wise, she has 8 CS at 6 minutes.
She's getting solo XP, though.
Right.
So it's actually not that bad. And I do feel like the Dire is playing this really poorly, too. Like, the CM could have pulled a dozen more times.
Yep.
And Drow would just free farm under tower. Like, how do you really contest pulls? How do you stop them from doing that?
Right. Veno goes over and just dies, probably, is your option.
What is Drow doing? Why isn't Drow just at the wave? What is this weird shit that's happening?
Well, whatever it is, it's feeding Bloodseeker max movement speed again. So Kunkka can't play Dota. He has 16 last hits at 7 minutes into the game, while Bloodseeker has 43.
He's upset as hell, man, let me tell you.
Yeah. And this comes back to the sort of something that we talked about earlier in this replay review session, which is having a more global perspective on the game. It's not just about your lane. It's about the entire picture. And so, yes, you guys are owning the Drow in CS, but in the broad scheme of the game, you have ruined the game for your tempo controller, who is your Kunkka, which means that you have no mid game. Which means
Bloodseeker's killing him right now.
Yeah. Which means that this game is very difficult. Look at that. 500 movement speed. What a surprise.
Oh my god. Yeah, Void. Void is ruining it for him too. It's like two heroes in the side lane just sitting really low HP. Oh.
Yeah, if I'm Kunkka, I'm just running it down mid at this point, I think. Sitting AFK in the jungle. You don't want to play against...
I'm ganking a side lane. Like, why the fuck lane against the... owning Bloodseeker?
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, I mean, as far as the mid game goes, it's like... I think we kind of covered that. You gotta go Halberd at some point.
The items have to be right. Like, there's no way you can play that, like
I said, I think you're playing a mid Huskar, but playing it from the off lane, which just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we talked about before with the Legion Commander. If you're gonna play support Legion, play support Legion. Don't play Legion Commander jungle and say you're supporting. Like,
Drow has a broom handle.
Hell yeah. Gotta get the extra damage, man. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
That's it.
Alrighty. Nice chrono while stuck on the cliff. That's what you were
laughing about. I couldn't. Oh, wait. Okay. We have one boy, one new... I think he might be a new patron. Russian characters. Russian characters, man. Can you tell me what that says? Are you Russian? Or are you just... There's like ironic Russian characters. I know some people just do it ironically.
I'm Drow. Played 7-2, but we lost.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was the same replay, just it was the Drow on the enemy team?
That would be amazing. I would love to have that happen sometime.
That's Pub Judge, man. That's my idea. Was my idea for Pub Judge was getting two people who are. Well, actually, I wanted two people to be on the same team. But
And argue about it, yeah.
we had that happen. I think we had somebody submit a replay review, and then somebody in chat was like, "Holy shit, they're playing against me!"
Yeah.
And then they became a patron. It was like a clan. Was that Elliot? Who was that? God,
I don't remember.
They were called like FTM or something like that. Their like clan or their group.
Flight of Moon. Yeah, it was
Something.
it was Flight of Moon. Flight of Moon has been asking for replay reviews every week.
Yeah, especially
We just
from
say
Alchemy Elevated,
we-
WSG caster.
we just don't have time for this tier 2-ish pro team. We just
You need some gangly googly eyes on that void. Yeah, I need to find some like faceless void smut and put that on. Put some porn on the thumbnail. That'll work. What's wrong with those people, man? All right, I'll be right back.
All right, Venge Drow against it's like a Underlord and Wind Ranger. Seems fine. Definitely gonna want a bunch of regen in this lane. You're definitely gonna want to be shooting. You want to be shooting this guy with your frost arrows off cooldown, pretty much. And just it's free harass. The creeps will not aggro to you. So while this guy is trying to last it, you need to be bullying him, because if the Underlord can just play in the lane, he's got Quelling Blade, he's a melee hero, he's going to outlast at you. So you need to punish him for being in the creeps. And you can do that, luckily, because you're Drow, because you can attack him without drawing aggro. So you can just shoot him with all of your mana with frost arrows and make him go away from the creeps so you can get last hits. And you should be telling your Vengeful Spirit to go Wave of Terror and Wave of Terror him so that you can shoot him in the face, because he has he's got decent armor, but you can still just punish him for how he's playing. I think you kind of just ignore the Wind Ranger and you just really bully this guy a lot. And that's just how she goes.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Not much. He's just playing Drow kind of passively, not bullying the Underlord with frost arrows.
Oh, I see.
And just allowing them to shove the lane into him as Drow, which feels pretty bad. So I was just saying that he should tell his Venge to just Wave of Terror the Underlord and then shoot him with frost arrows to punish him for playing in the creeps. And just kind of ignore the Wind Ranger, because you can't really do anything to her.
Yeah. Then just pulling, can't do much. You just gotta wait. This is when a lot of carry players would feed because they're bad. You just gotta wait.
Yep.
I would be careful even walking up to these creeps here to do that, because if the Wind Ranger's good, she shackles you.
Yep.
Then you die to the creeps.
You definitely do not go over here and fight. You just focus on creeps.
Yeah.
When you're playing a hero like Drow or like Anti-Mage or like Terrorblade, Morphling, that kind of hero, chances are in the first couple of levels you want nothing to do with the other heroes, and so if they both run over to contest the pull, you are like, nice supporting, good job, Venge, keep that up.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So just
take equilibrium right in front of your tower. Yep. Beautiful.
Take the blessings when they come to you. Definitely. Again, just go last it. Good stuff.
What was the questions that Russian characters had for us? I played 7-2. We lost. What could I have done differently to win? Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, not seeing anything like overtly that bad right now. I would say ship yourself out some more regen in preparation for the next 5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, this is another one of those replays where you are just being really greedy, not sending out enough regen.
Yep.
Like It's just such a common thing in like non-immortal and divine, even some divines. Uh, just just buy more regen. Just always have more, like
Yeah, you gotta
salves, mangoes.
you gotta recognize that there's just no way for you to not take damage in this lane, and so just double salve another set of tangos. Like
You'll use it. Yeah, you'll use it.
your entire purpose in this game is just to get to level 6 and then leave the lane. So
Like I do want to say you do have regen now. Like you sent out a salve, but there was like 30 seconds there where you're sitting at 30% HP. And if you're unlucky, they kill you. And if you're lucky, you just don't get any CS during that time.
yeah,
Like that period will never happen in a pro match unless somebody really fucks up or gets outplayed by like Arteezy or something.
yeah,
Like pro players will not let themselves sit at 30% HP for longer than 2 seconds because they realize if you're sitting at that kill threshold, you're going to die or you're afraid of dying, so you're not going to CS.
yep,
In 30 seconds of not CSing, that's a lane of that's a one entire wave of creeps, and that's an advantage, right? You give the enemy team a wave of creeps, and they have like a level on you or half a level on you. They ding, they get that's a WoW term.
yep,
They get like another level, then they kill you because they have another level, and it's like it all snowballs from there.
yep. All right, so now that we're level 6, again, we'd love to have some more regen. Looks like we have a courier coming out now, but we've been at half health for a
Yeah,
full minute.
They should for sure kill you right now.
Yeah.
Like there could be some pudge rotate. Oh, no, you have a pudge.
Shadow
I guess it
Demon.
would be Shadow Demon. Their heroes are kind of shitty, but I don't think that's a good reason to not buy regen.
Agreed.
OD could walk up and imprison you.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that could happen.
Okay, and so you were sending the courier out, but you were actually sending it out with no regen. So you sent yourself out boots and a mango, and no salve. So had you not used the shrine, you would have had no more health than you had 30 seconds ago. Level 6 on Drow, I don't really know how to play this hero right now. It's been a while since I played it.
It's like the same thing. You just go jungle.
But yeah, I mean, you just take advantage of the fact that you kill creeps very fast with this, and marksmanship, or rather multi-shot stacks even, I suppose. But probably you want to spend as little time as possible against any of these lanes because they all look awful. You don't want to go play against OD. You definitely don't want to go play against Phantom Lancer, and you don't want to go play against Underlord Windranger. So I guess just accelerate. Unfortunately, you guys have an awful team.
Yeah, this is terrible.
And so you need to win the game in about the next 20 minutes, otherwise you just automatically
Get like a
lose.
Dragonlance and run at towers because
Yeah.
Underlord counters Drow defensively, PL counters Drow offensively, Pudge, Drow, and Earthshaker or Snapfire or whatever your other core is. It doesn't matter. OD counters literally all of your heroes. You have 0 int heroes on your team. This hero is gonna blast you with his ultimate.
Yeah.
And I don't see how you win this unless you snowball. You have to snowball. You have to buy snowballing items and you have to fight, which is fine. You can still jungle for a bit. Like the point of this is
But
the point of go ahead.
I was just gonna say it should be jungling towards taking objective already, right?
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I think like Treads, Dragonlance, Shadowblade, BKB is something like that is probably your build.
Sure.
Shadowblade seems pretty good this game just to escape. But yeah, you need to be taking towers like 2 minutes ago probably if you want to win this game.
I think you need a point in silence too. You got to be active. Silence is really good against the PL. It's good against OD. It's like the way you kill these heroes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to getting something like a Blink Dagger on this hero as well.
I think Shadowblade's better. He's something like more aggressive.
Yeah,
because you need to end the game.
You need mobility, and like, yeah, you need mobility, and you need to just be playing super aggressively. If you play this as just like farming, you lose. So you're just playing this as farming, so you lose. That's basically what it comes down to it.
Another broom handle on Drow. I don't even know who'd get it this game. Definitely not Pudge.
Earthshaker, I guess.
I guess so. The epic enchant totems. Oh, now the enchant totem increases your attack range.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, so you just become Monkey King on the hero.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
wow,
would say
godlike Snapfire. at
that's
14
interesting.
minutes.
That seems like that is the only reason that you have any chance in this game.
Yeah, and I think that if that's the case, then you just go play with your Snapfire and you just run at towers. You say, Snapfire, let's take mid. Snapfire, let's go bottom.
Yeah, you play with your Snapfire. Like, the fact that they have 3 towers up right now, I think is bad.
Yep. I agree.
You should definitely have taken the bot tower by now.
Yep.
Fuck this mid, man. Get out of mid. Mid is so bad. Mid has no outposts. Like, I hate the mid lane right now. I never play mid. It is so terrible. You're just losing outpost potential by playing mid.
Yeah, I agree. All right, double
Go be active. Go be active in the side lanes. Nice.
All right,
Keep playing around the Snapfire.
Hey, your Snapfire's owning. Stop jungling, please. Stop jungling. Push the wave. Push the wave. Pressure the towers. Make them start having to waste time TPing from one lane to the other. Take the outposts. Push the waves and get out of here. Go bottom.
Hey, it worked. They TP'd on 3 heroes.
Yep.
Really good. Now Snapfire gets the bot tower.
Yep. This is what you want to do.
But you shouldn't go jungle. You should go push the mid lane. Because that way they can't defend mid.
Yep. All right, we kill
Earlier though. Like you could have the mid tower right now.
We kill OD. I swear to God, if you go jungle right now. Jenkins. What am I about to say?
Go take the mid tower. Oh, your catapult! No! No, the catapult. You let it die.
Sense of urgency. You killed 2 of their heroes.
You even have illusions to tank for the catapult.
Yeah. And now you're just going to a fight. That has nothing. You're going to a fight while the creep wave's at your tier 2 on their shrine. When you could have taken the mid tower, you could be pushing the bottom wave, you could be pushing the top.
Dude, it's crazy to me that you have a Beyond God like Snapfire, a 4K gold lead at 20 minutes, and you have 1 tower. Like, there has been 0 progressing this game forward.
Yes.
If you have a lead, progress the game forward before you can no longer progress the game forward. And then you lose, and it's like, oh, fuck, whoopsie, oopsie. Oh, now we're fucked. Well, yeah, you could have won.
Yep. Yeah, this game, I'm going to be honest with you. You should actually be hitting their high ground right now.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. You're playing to not lose. You're not playing to win.
Yep.
This is what like Ellie and I were saying about players like below Divine. Is this Divine? Maybe I'm talking out of my ass here, but players
Legend, Ancient, okay. Yeah.
Like players below Divine. Honestly, players below like Immortal. Even like low. I was actually saying this about low Immortals. I was saying low Immortal players. They are usually really high skill, like mechanically.
Yep.
But they just wait for things to happen. They just run around in jungle and show up to the nearest thing, rather than like, okay, I need to go do this right now, or I can do this, so I'm gonna go do this. I can take Roche solo right now, so I'm gonna set up for a play to smoke into it. Like this to me is that where there's a lot of stuff that you could be doing, but you're just doing like the bare minimum, to just like kind of skate by, like super safe. You know, and just like, I'm not gonna have a bad game, but just waiting, not really progressing the game forward in any way.
Yeah,
it's like being responsive versus being what's the opposite of that? Being responsive, being active.
Yes, I mean what I see is basically this is playing Drow without any context, and the context of this game is that you have 0 chance of winning the late game unless they just monumentally throw the game. So because of that, you need to recognize that the context is we have a window of about 25 minutes to win this game very handedly.
Proactive, right?
Otherwise, the game is just impossible to play. And amazingly, you're so far ahead right now that you should just be ending the game because none of their heroes are online. But instead,
they actually can't do anything to your heroes right now either. Also, you're sitting on a Dragonlance and a Vampire Fangs in your backpack. That's crazy.
Yeah.
To use that item, it does way more than a Wraith Band. Holy shit.
Yep. All right. So we go bottom tower.
This is exactly what you should be doing, but it's very late.
Yes.
And I mean, you could still win, but the problem with the enemy team is it just gets harder and harder. Like at a certain point, they can actually fight you. Do we win this one or do we lose this one?
It's a loss. I mean,
Oh, they lost. Okay.
that's pretty expected. You've just had a Vampire Fangs in your backpack for the entire game.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. Definitely don't just hold a like
3,000 gold
item
item.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Agreed. Also, like, dude, take Roche. You're a Drow. You have a Snapfire. You can take Roche in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, proactive versus reactive.
Yeah.
It's like you're just kind of like moseying around with no sense of urgency about the game and just okay with like farming against their farm.
Yeah.
And there's levels to it. Like sometimes people are too proactive and they try to go do shit when their spells are on cooldown.
Yeah.
And they're just fighting nonstop. But this is like the opposite. This is like the carry player problem.
Yeah.
The carry player problem is like, oh, my job is just to farm. Your job is to farm until a point where you can end the game, and then your job is to end the game.
Yeah. And sometimes that changes because the heroes that you're playing change, and the heroes that you're playing against changes. And so when you have the opportunity to be stronger than the other team, it's your job to tell your team, hey, we're stronger than them. Let's go group up and win the game. So yeah, I think that's basically all there is to say about this game.
Yep. I agree. I'm surprised you lost, but I see why against the lineup that you're against.
Oh, look, took one bad fight. Game's over. Cool. Anything else? Any more replays? All done?
That's it. That's all for today.
Right on. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for all the replays. Thank you to our patrons for their continued support and for putting in.
Actually, we have Souls. Souls just put in one right at the end. All right,
Souls, you son of a bitch.
Replay. Cut off line for last week.
All right, we'll do one more. It's going to be triple the cost next month for you, Souls.
Triple the cost.
Where's the ID? Where's the ID?
Oh, yeah, that's my job, isn't it? Okay. Oh my god, Souls played carry. He played something that wasn't techies.
Oh, great. He was anti-mage. Even better.
Dude, of course he's playing... Souls! Why can't you be normal? Like, highly varied behavior score.
Because he's a techies player.
Huh.
He's just permanently in low behavior score.
Shocking.
So how do you get out of low behavior score? Certainly you pick anti-mage. That's the hero everybody on your team wants you to pick. 100%. 100%. It was single draft. I was helping a friend out of low priority.
Oh,
I'm sure. Was that friend you?
Helping a friend.
Because I'm
helping a friend drink some beer tonight. I'm just helping my friend get rid of it, you know.
Yeah, just he's got like a 24 pack, and I'm just gonna help him polish it all off because I'm a buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
I'm
like 2, and he's gonna have like 22, and it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably lose track of who had whatever many, but I'm sure it's just depends, you know. Okay. Let's see. Item build.
Fairy fire.
Sure about the fairy fire. I don't see what that does. I don't think you need extra damage. I think you just want some regen. Probably like or wraith band components, something like that.
Yep.
Damn, you're zoning them off the rune as an anti-mage. What a world. This hero's actually quite a strong laner now.
Yeah.
Now that
he does a lot of damage until they have no mana.
A lot of damage, yeah. Yeah, then he does nothing.
Uh-oh. Got our range creep denied. It was off our screen.
Yeah, that's a typical camera problem that can arise. That's very common issue is people don't move the camera to...
Oh, there's another range creep off our screen that's getting denied.
Well, that one's on Willow. Like Willow needs to be the one going for these range creeps. Now you can go for it.
Not getting denied. Nice.
Oh.
Souls?
Oh.
Souls? Nice.
Oh.
That was all planned.
Magnus almost kicked it.
That was all planned for sure.
So they pulled. This is when your Willow should have been over contesting the pull, and you should be pinging hey, Willow, stop standing here and soaking experience. Go contest the fucking pull.
Yep. Oh,
They even stacked it, so you lost the whole camp, and that's when your Willow should be pulling, or you should go pull, instead of standing around and just waiting for the creeps and blocking. And that you should just pull the hard camp there. Like your Willow doesn't need to do it. You can just blink over and pull it.
yep.
Anybody can do it. With the other things, probably better your Willow does it because you're an AM, you need to farm, but to pull the lane back should almost certainly be either. It doesn't even matter. You should be trying to get those creeps so that they're not pulled like that by right clicking. Just pull the creeps away. Right click one of the enemies. Because these guys are just like winning the lane by getting uncontested pulls. Nothing else matters. They're just getting uncontested pulls. You guys aren't pulling. You're not stopping them from pulling.
Yep. Now you're just
They're
randomly
fucking up,
fighting them.
doing ridiculous shit.
All right. Back to laning, as if nothing happened. We got a courier coming out to us, hopefully with some more regen. Oh, no regen. Just a Wraith Band and a wand. Or a stick. No regen. No problem. Somehow we're going to survive the next 10 minutes until we have our Ring of Health, I suppose.
Once again, the way that most top tier players are playing right now is that they are just preemptively sending out regen, like constantly, before they even need it. In all of these games, we're seeing this window where you're sitting at low HP for like 30 seconds to a minute, and that's just time that you could spend bullying this Magnus,
Right.
or time that you could spend like more aggressively pulling or last hitting where you can't. And you are sending it out eventually, which I would expect because, hey, my HP's low. I'm going to send regen with the courier. But pro players are like, game starts, couriers immediately leaving, all 5 of them sending a salve and a tango, something like that.
This might be a little controversial, but Sumail was considered the best mid player, may still be considered the best mid player in the game, and he would consistently dominate people. But I would hazard a guess that it's not because he's so mechanically superior to them. It's that he was preemptively sending out more regen than anyone else was willing to for a very long time. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like he's playing Necrophos and somehow outskilling the mid player. He just right clicks them and has 2 salves while the other person only has 1 salve.
Yeah.
Like literally he's just out trading them with his regen as a resource.
Yeah, PPD flamed him for that, and Loda Puppy flamed Thompson for forwarding the creeps. Like typically when people are doing something that's good, it fucking pisses people off.
Yeah.
Like pro players, old guard get pissed off by these like
innovative stuff.
It's innovative. It really is.
Yeah.
And that everybody can do that now.
Yeah.
So I've seen Envy even go like buckler quelling and then send out regen, like literally starting no regen.
Yeah.
Which is why I say like on Clockwerk going headdress first. I don't care. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
As long
as you immediately send regen.
Right. It used to be you get bounty runes and immediately buy Quelling Blade at the side shop. Now it's you just immediately send out a salve and tangos or something like that.
Yeah, that's the new Quelling Blade, honestly.
Yep. Okay, I mean this just seems like a standard.
Damn, 0 points in spell shield. That's greedy. That's real greedy.
He is against a Magnus Tusk.
Yeah, but if Tusk snowballs you, you can just press it and you'll snowball.
That's true.
Pretty nice. So you're stacking, but I notice you're never really pulling. You just need to pull. That's all that needs to happen in this lane. Like this is something that's really important for carry players too, because when your support leaves, your job is to like pull the lane back and farm under your tower.
Mm-hmm.
Like farming it way up in the lane is not great. So now you come bot. Unfortunately, it's not a good lane for you to be in. So you go jungle, which is really slow on anti-mage. You'd love to hold a lane. You'd really love to hold a lane at this point.
Yeah, and it should probably be the lane that Queen of Pain is not in.
Yeah. I mean, this here's actually a Queen of Pain counter. You can just reflect the dagger.
That's true. That's a good point.
I don't think you really care about Queen of Pain. But you guys have lost 2 towers. Now it's now your map is kind of shitty. using an arcane ring with a keen optic in your backpack. You greedy fuck. Give your support some items. Alright, let's see how long these items are just in the backpack.
That's what I'm watching right now. Keen optic
16,
is still
16
there.
exit. Alright, Souls. We gotta talk about slot management, dude. Item management. You need to give these items to your people.
You're literally the antithesis of everything that is good about this game right now. You have a mango tree unplanted in your backpack. You have a keen optic that's been there for 10 minutes.
This is so much wasted gold. Keen optic is one of the best items.
Yep. For its tier, definitely.
It is so good. It stacks with the ether lens too, so.
Alright, now we're using the keen optic at 23 minutes. Finally. You have a Razor! You have a Dark Willow! You have a Necrophos!
I don't think you need the Arcane Ring either. You just have mana regen components from Battle Fury. This is griefing. Holding items like that is griefing. It's not even borderline. Yo! Oh, stop your fucking... Don't hold this! No! No! Read the second thing!
Yeah,
Souls, no!
you have an anti-Yasha in your fucking inventory right now.
So, not only are you hoarding items that aren't being used, you are using items that are bad for you. You are... Okay, it took 28 minutes, though. Oh my god.
Now, here's the thing. When we started this replay, Souls said, I quote, I was helping a friend out of low priority. I have 10,000 behavior score. It was not me. It was Caesar's fault that we were here.
Oh god, I'm dying.
I'm just gonna let chat interpret the information that we have based on the context of the replay that we just watched. And we're just gonna call this replay there.
Nothing like a Souls replay to finish off the day.
May I remind you, highly varied behavior score.
Huh.
Questionable.
Alright.
Alright, guys. Good luck in your games. Hope you learned something today. We'll see you next time. Peace.